I'm going to switch my screen share now so that you're still going to see the problems, but they're going to be on a different screen, and then we'll work through them together. So keep working through it. So we should be done here in a second. "30 more seconds, and we're going to start working through them."
So after you do or simplify, do you just go to lower and lower with division, or?
No, we're not dividing anything here. Yep. Here on which problem are you referring to?
Number 1.
Yeah, that's just -3 plus 10. You're just solving it. Yeah, maybe I should have just said that. Solve that. Okay, let's start working through this. Let's start working through this. All right, who could go over number 1 for us? Could get a volunteer. McKenna, thanks.
Wouldn't it be 7?
It's going to be 7, totally. And how did you get that, McKenna?
So I made a number line and put like negatives through 10 and then negatives or positives through 10. And then I just started at -3 and added until I got to +10 and I got to 7.
Perfect. Yeah, doing a number line is great, right? So we've got -1, -2, -3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep this one going here. Give me a thumbs up if you also solve this one with a number line. I want to see reactions in the screen. Thumbs down if you didn't, thumbs up if you did. I want to see everybody participating and not just eating. Okay? Okay. So some of you did the number line, some of you didn't. Okay, no worries. So McKenna said, so she drew out a number line and she started at -3. Well, what do we do now if we got -3 and we're adding 10? What should we do on our number line, McKenna?
You would add 10 to it.
Yeah, so
10 to -3.
Yeah, so we're adding a positive number. So we're adding +10. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I miss a number here? Oh, look, I didn't number my number line right. I was wondering what was going on here. Did you guys catch that?
not until you figured it out in math. I was like, oh, his number line.
I
Yeah.
knew that there's gonna be no. I saw that there was no 10. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I knew.
So it gets to +7. Some people said that they solved it a different way. How did you solve it if there was another way to solve this problem? -3 + 10. Dane, thank you, sir.
Here's what you want to do, okay? If you want to do it not the number line way, so 10 up there, right? So first of all, you have to get 3 up to the 0 in the ones, well, not in the negatives. So it's 10 minus 3. Because you took 3 away from your 10. 10 minus 3 only leaves you a 7, and then that's your answer.
Oh, so Dane, what you're saying is that, hey, if we have -3 and we're adding a +10 quantity, we could just rewrite that as 10 minus 3, right?
Yep.
We could, yeah, totally. And if we start at 10, 1, 2, 3, sure enough, we get to that same answer, +7. And really what this is saying, Dane, isn't this all the same as just like, hey, this is 10 plus a -3?
Yeah,
Is that the same?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so -3 plus 10 is the same as 10 plus -3.
Yeah.
Totally, we could rewrite it in any of these ways. All of these ways that we rewrote this, it makes sense. It gets the same answer, and all of them are correct. Cool, thank you so much. We're really starting to get into, honestly, what we're gonna do for today's lesson. So let's move on. All right, number 2. So our example, 20 plus -20 equals 0. So let's fill in these blanks here. Maximo, thanks for joining us. Maximo, can you fill in B, the blank for B? What do we add to -26 to get 0?
Um, 26.
Perfect, thank you, sir. 26, positive 26. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Kamaya, do you know 2C? What are we gonna add to 13 to get 0? It's just like our homework last week. What's the opposite of 13?
-13.
Beautiful. So if we have -13 and we're adding 13 to it, we end up at 0. Excellent. And then here's a little bit of a harder one. D, Angelo, do you know this? What do we add to -3/7?
Positive 7, or how do you say that? Positive 7.
No, it's going to be the opposite of -3/7. What's the
Yeah.
opposite of -3/7?
Or wait, no. Positive 3/7. Yeah.
Positive 3/7. Very good. Positive
Just
3/7. Okay. So we've got -3/7. If we add to it positive 3/7, we get to 0. Is anyone confused about that? The idea that we have opposite numbers, they're equal distance from 0 on the number line, but on the opposite side. So even though, right, like let's think about a number line here. I'm just gonna pull one up from my photos really fast. So we got ourselves a little number line down here. Let's think about this really quickly here. All right. So let's just say we got blank plus -7 equals 0. What's going to fill in that blank, guys? Everybody unmute and tell me. I want everybody unmuted. I need to hear everybody's voice.
Positive 7.
+7. Yeah, so +7 plus -7. So let's work that out on the number line really quickly. If I'm +7 plus a -7, could anybody explain to me how I'd work that out on a number line? Where am I going to start on the number line? Silas, where would I start on the number line?
Wait, what was the question again?
So I'm looking at this problem. 7 plus negative 7. Where do I start on the number line to solve it? What number do I start at? The very first number. Positive 7, right? Does that make sense, Silas?
Yeah.
We're going to start at positive 7, this very first number. Does that make sense? Now what do we do, Silas? Solving this problem on the number line. We need to add a negative 7. So which way am I going to go on the number line?
You're gonna go negative. You're gonna go left.
I'm going to go left, right? Now, if I know I'm adding, right? So that does make me think I'm going to go to the right. But since I'm adding an opposite quantity, I'm adding a negative number, I have to switch the direction I'm going. So instead of going to the right, I'm now going to go to the left, and I'm going to go to the left for how many spaces, Silas?
7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I get to 0. Does everybody see how that makes sense? How when we add a negative number, really what we're doing, what did we do? What was the operation we did there? We added a negative number, so we did another operation, mathematical operation. Everybody unmute. Tell me what operation we did.
Mathematical operation, because this is math.
Yeah, mathematical operation.
Umbrella
I
operation, something like that.
I heard somebody say it. Subtraction. When you add a negative number, you subtract, right? You're adding a negative quantity. Okay? All right. So last one. How did we rewrite 8 minus 5? How do we rewrite 8 minus 5? Peyton? I don't know if I've heard from you yet. Or how could we rewrite that?
3 minus 5 or 8 minus 5. So
8 minus 5, that's what we have. So if we have 8 minus 5, let's solve it to just check. Well, 8 minus 5 is 3. If I rewrite that as, if I rewrite that as 3 minus 5, well, that's negative 2, so that won't work. Because rewriting, we're just trying to write that expression in another way, right?
Yeah.
Another way to write it so that we get the same answer.
I thought of it. I don't know if this is right, but I did so it said I did the 20 plus negative 20. I don't know if this is right, but I did negative 8 plus 5, and then I don't know what we do. Forgot what we did, but we would switch the operation of it, and then it would be positive 8 minus negative 5.
Oh, very, very close. So this is not correct. Negative 8 plus 5, because let's think about it. If we know that 8 minus 5 equals 3, well, negative 8 plus 5, we're going to do number line. Negative 8 plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we get to negative 3. So positive 3, negative 3, that doesn't work. But what you mentioned to me using this example up here, 20 plus negative 20, well, didn't we just show, Peyton, that if we add a negative number, it's the same as subtracting?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we're subtracting negative 5, we can rewrite this as, what do you think, McKenna? How do we rewrite this?
You would do 8 minus negative 5, and then put the negative 5 in parentheses.
8 plus negative 5. That's our answer. Because, let's check it out. Let's do both of these on the number line. We're going to do 8 plus negative 5, and then we're going to do 8 minus negative 5, okay? So I'm going to need you all to help me out here by walking me through the number line, okay? So let's first do 8 minus 5. Where am I going to start, Dane? Where do I start? If I'm going to do number line 8 minus 5, how do I solve this?
All right. I also have a different way of doing this, but I'll wait until the end of that.
Oh yeah,
You
thanks.
start, yeah. So 8 minus 5, well, 8 plus -5. You start, I believe.
Sorry, we're just ignore 8 plus -5, Dane. I
Oh.
want you to walk me through how do I do 8 minus 5 on the number line?
So you start at 8, and then you go back 5.
Okay, so it's subtracting 5. That means I'll go to the left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know by the number line that gets me 3, right? To
Yeah.
positive 3. Okay, perfect. Kamaya, I need your help now. Kamaya, how do I do, now we're going to do this in a different color. 8 plus -5. Walk me through how we do that on the number line. Where do we start?
8.
Okay, 8. Now what?
Go down to the left and move until you get to -5.
Until I get to -5, I'm going to go all the way to here. So our answer is -5.
No.
So what you want me to go to the left?
Yeah.
Okay, how many spaces do I go? 1.
Hold on, I'm counting.
So I started at 8, and now I'm going to add -5.
I'm counting. 13.
Well, I'm only going to count. The problem tells me how many numbers I want to count, right? I'm adding -5.
Mm-hmm.
Before, when we subtracted 5, we went 5 to the left. Well, now I'm adding -5. So let me think about this really quickly. Okay, so I'm at 8. And now the next thing I need to do is I need to add -5. So when I add, that makes me think I'm going to go to the right, right? Because when you add a number, you go to the right on the number line. But we're adding a negative value. We're adding the opposite value. So what does that mean? I'm going to go to the left. So instead of going to the right 5, I'm going to go to the left 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I get to +3. I go to the left 5 spaces, I get to +3. So guess what? We've just shown on the number line here that both 8 minus 5, that equals 3, and 8 plus -5 also equals 3. So these two are the exact same things. We're just writing them differently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions about that before we start moving on a little bit? Any questions? Dane?
All right. Can I share what I got? I did a different way of that problem.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, parentheses 4 plus 4. Okay. Minus parentheses 3 plus 2.
Excellent. Very good, Dane. Yeah, so Dane just put in parentheses. You guys remember PEMDAS? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we always solve things in parentheses first. So, okay, 4 plus 4 is 8. And then we still have that subtraction sign. And then 3 plus 2 right there. Well, that's going to be 5. So he rewrote 8 minus 5. Very good, Dane. Thank you so much. So our focus today is going to be on the additive inverse property. So let's go over here to our buzz lesson for today. I'm going to pull it up really fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over our lesson. We're going to kind of walk through it together. And then at the end of class, I am going to go over your homework for today, okay? So under lesson 10, our lesson today is on the additive inverse expression. So can you guys see my screen? Do you guys see Buzz? Give me a head nod if you see Buzz. Okay. All right, perfect. So our objective is to rewrite subtraction expressions using the additive inverse property. So what is the additive inverse property? We're going to read this together. So the additive inverse property says for all real numbers n, and that's like a really fancy way, don't let that confuse you. All this means is for all numbers, the sum of a number and its opposite, or additive inverse, is 0. So the additive inverse, the opposite of 5, is -5, okay? So we did that last week. We know that the opposite of 5 is -5. And if we add -5 to 5, we get 0. What do you guys think? What do we get if we add -7 to +7? What's the answer? Everybody unmute.
0.
0.
Between 1 and 1.
Now, wouldn't you say, hey, if I take 7, or let's look at this example. If I have 5, and then ignoring this plus -5, what if I have 5 and I subtract 5 from 5? What do I get? What's the answer?
0.
It's still 0. So our big take home today is that subtraction is the same as adding a negative quantity. Okay? Anybody got any questions about that? Let's do some examples down here. So if we add two opposites together, we're always going to get a sum of 0. So if we take 17 plus -17, we get 0. We take -55, add +55 to that, we also get 0. So when you are given a subtraction problem, you can rewrite it using the additive inverse property. So these first two examples that are right here, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. Could somebody read these first two examples of how we can rewrite subtraction as additive inverse? So how are we going to rewrite subtraction using the additive inverse property? Cutter, can you read this that starts with 12 minus 4 for us?
Okay. 12 minus 4 is rewritten as 12 plus -4.
Thank you, Cutter. So this means, right, this means that 12 minus 4 is the exact same thing as 12 plus -4. Okay, you're going to get the same answer. Does anybody have any questions about that? Does that make sense, Angelo? Okay. Angelo, could you read the next for me? Starting with -17 minus 8?
-17 minus, what is it called? -8 is rewritten as 17 plus minus or -8. So, or minus, or -17 plus minus, or -8.
Very good. Yeah, so that's...
So they're just taking away 8, 7, or so 8 is taking away, or 17 is being taken away from 8, or 8.
Yep. 8, -8, so 8 is being taken away from 17. Perfect. Maximo, could you read me these next two examples? These are a little bit more confusing, so I really need folks paying attention now.
Sure. You mean the bottom two?
Yep, 20 minus -1. And then the next.
Oh, okay, yeah. 20 minus -1 is written as 20 plus 1, and then -7 minus -2 is written as -7 plus 2.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So this might be a little bit confusing here, but what it's saying is, hey, if we are up here at 12 minus 4, we had positive 12, and we're subtracting positive 4 from it. Well, that's the same as if we add a -4. So what we've done is we've changed our operation, and then we've changed the sign of the second number. So down here, when we are subtracting a negative number, what that means is we change the operation to plus, and we change the sign of the second number to positive as well. So 20 minus -1 is rewritten as 20 plus 1, and the same down here. So if you have a subtract minus a positive number, you can rewrite it as adding a negative number. And if you subtract a negative number, you can rewrite that as plus a positive number. Good. Let's see. Let's get somebody else. Peyton, would you read this paragraph for us?
Yeah. You keep the first number the same, inserting an addition symbol and moving the subtraction symbol to a negative sign. Attached to the second number in short, then keep, change, change. Keep the first number, change the subtraction to addition, and change the sign of the second number.
Okay, any questions about this right now? I just want you to like think about that. Think about it kind of hard, okay? I'm gonna switch my screen and we're gonna do some sample problems together. Any questions? So for today's assignment, can you guys see my screen here? Everybody got the screen? Okay. For today's assignment, all we're going to be doing is rewriting subtraction problems. And there's two types of subtraction problems we're going to be looking at. We're going to look at when we subtract a negative number and when we subtract a positive number. So let's first start with the negative number and get some practice. So let's say, positive number. So let's say we start with positive 10 minus 5. To rewrite this using additive inverse, the first thing I'm going to do, and I need everybody paying attention because you guys are going to do this. So if you're swinging your headphones around, I need you to put them in and be following along on paper. Got it? Everybody's focused right now. So 10 minus 5, how am I going to rewrite that? Well, I remember that 10, if I subtract 5, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And that's the same as if I add a negative quantity. So if I add negative 5, I'm going to go 5 to the left. So to rewrite 10 minus 5, I am going to rewrite it as 10 plus negative 5. And that's the exact same thing. And what I did, if you want a catchy thing to remember, to do this, you're going to keep, change, and change. So we keep the sign of the first number, so it stayed positive 10. Then we changed our operation. The first operation, right? So we're looking at change. The first operation was minus, and we changed it to plus. So we changed our mathematical operation. And then we changed the sign of the second number. So it was a positive 5, and we changed it to a negative 5. And what we've done is we've just rewritten it so it's the exact same. So let me do another example, and then I want you guys to work this one out on your papers as well. So everybody pencil, paper in hand. 20 minus 32. How do I rewrite that using additive inverse? I need everybody writing down right now. How do we rewrite 20 minus 32 using additive inverse property? Give me a thumbs up when you think you got it. Remember, we're not solving it. I'm only asking you to rewrite it, just like I did. All right. I'm going to go over it. Peyton, do you think you know?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Tell me, what did you do? How did you rewrite it?
So what I did is I did keep, change, change. I kept the 20 and I changed the symbol so it would be 20 plus parentheses negative 32.
Perfect. Excellent. So 20 minus 32, the exact same thing as 20 plus negative 32. Okay. Any questions? Did everybody get that? All right. I should be seeing heads nod or I should be hearing questions, because if you're not asking questions, then I can't help you. You either get it or you're asking questions. Got it? Questions? Ask them if you don't understand. All right. Next problem. is a little bit trickier. Negative 12 minus 8. I know, I'm just trying to throw you off here. Everybody rewrite this using additive inverse. And then hold your paper up when you have the answer. Remember what we do with the sign, the first number, we're keeping the sign. We shouldn't be changing the sign on that first number. Very good. Very good. I see y'all. Excellent. So to rewrite this using additive inverse, excellent. Very good. I see you, Cutter. Nice work. Kamaya, I can see your finger, but I need to see your problem. Ah, very good. Close, Kamaya. So we're going to rewrite this one as negative 12 plus negative 8. Does that make sense? Because originally this was negative 12 minus, and in parentheses, we could think of this as positive 8 because we're taking away a positive 8 value. But instead of doing that, what's that?
I did that.
Okay, perfect. So we've got negative 12 plus negative 8. All right, so the other way that we do this, and we're going to do this again, I'm going to do an example actually really quickly. So let's say I've got 10 minus negative 3. 10 minus negative 3. So the way I rewrite this is subtraction is taking away that value. So if I am taking away, so I've got 10, take away negative 3. Well, if I'm taking away negative 3, let's look down here on the number line and try to make sense of that really quickly. All right, so I'm starting at 10 right here on my number line. And now I'm going to take away a negative value. Well, when I take away a positive value, when I subtract 3, I know I'm going to go back 3, 1, 2, 3. But in this case, I'm taking away a negative value. So which direction am I going to go? That negative value switches my direction. So actually, I'm going to end up going to the right, 1, 2, 3. And so the rule that we can derive from that is that 10 minus negative 3 can be written as 10 plus 3. Now you guys are going to do a problem. 20 minus negative 6. Rewrite that. So remember, I rewrote 10 minus negative 3 as 10 plus 3. I want you to rewrite 20 minus negative 6, and then hold the answer up to the screen. Should see everybody's paper here in just about 20 seconds. Perfect. Thank you, McKenna. Thanks, Peyton. Thanks, Kamaya. Thanks, Dane. Thanks, Angela. Thanks, Cutter. All right, Kamaya, what did you get here? How do we rewrite 20 minus negative 6?
I got 20 plus 6.
20 plus 6. Very good. That's it. And guess what, guys? We still keep change changed here. We did the keep change change. We kept the sign of the 20, so it was still 20. We looked at the operation, right? The operation. Well, that was subtraction, and we changed it to addition. Then we looked at the last change. We changed the sign of the second number. Initially, it was negative 6, right? Well, what did we change it to?
6.
Positive 6. We changed the sign, so it went from negative 6 to positive 6. So we still did keep change change. Let's do another example. And I'm going to throw you off with a negative number in front of the first one, but it doesn't matter, right? Negative 6 minus negative 22. How do I rewrite that? We're going to keep the sign, the first number, change the operation, change the sign of the second number. Everybody hold up their paper. Silas, I need to see your paper this time, bud. That's right. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Move it over just a little bit, Kamaya. Other way. Yeah, good. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Silas. We're going to rewrite this as what, Kamaya?
-6 plus 22.
Yep. And this is the same thing. -6 minus 22, the exact same thing as -6 plus 22. And that is your homework for today. You guys have a video to watch, a couple of practice hits. Please review them. And then your show it should be really fast and really easy for you all, okay? So that's all we're doing. Now, the last thing I want to go over before we leave class here is your Buzz assignments for today, this week, and then in particular, I really need us to review. Can you guys see Buzz? Give me a nod if you see Buzz. Okay. So in particular, we need to review what's going to happen Friday. Okay. So in 7th grade math, we're going to go to our weekly assignment breakdown. Please check this. Monday, today, we're doing our additive inverse expression. For homework, we have read it, watch it, practice it, and show it. Okay, and it shouldn't be too hard. If you guys were getting it in class now, that's exactly what we were doing. So maybe review it again and then get to that show it. Should not take you very long. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing equations with additive inverse. And again, we have a Buzz, read it, watch it, practice it, and a show it that you will submit. However, Wednesday and Thursday, we have Khan Academy review. So I'm going to assign you all a bunch of stuff in your Khan Academy class for me. We'll go over it a little bit more on Wednesday. It's a review of everything we've learned so far in this unit, okay? Just doing practice problems, rewatching some videos. You're going to spend an hour on Wednesday and an hour on Thursday. And now, the most important thing is Friday, we have our first big test. It's called the Mastery Assessment, and it's going to be available on Buzz Friday and Friday only. So if you have an agenda or a smartphone or whatever you use to schedule out your week, I need you to get it out now. Everybody get out their scheduling device. You know, I'm putting things in my smartphone. I'm making reminders with alerts that are going to go off. You need to make a reminder for this Friday, September 18th, to set aside 1 hour to take the math test. It's going to be available in your to-do list. It's going to be available on lesson 10 or 11, I think it is. But it's going to be available Friday and Friday only. And if Friday doesn't work for you, like you have a family obligation, please email me and we will schedule a different time to take the test, okay?
What
So-
lesson is it?
It's going to be in lesson 10. Nope, lesson 11. It's going to be in lesson 11, the test that but you're going to see it in your to-do list. So just look in your to-do list on Friday and it'll be due then. But it's
Okay.
not going to pop up till late Thursday night. So I don't want people taking it in advance. I want you doing your review. So it's not going to pop up till late Thursday night. Are there any questions about that? Oh, Dane, thank you, sir.
How late?
On Thursday,
Yeah.
probably around dinner time, I'll post it.
Oh, that's not that late.
So if you wanted to take it Thursday evening, I guess you technically could, but Yep.
Okay.
either Thursday evening or just set aside some time on Friday. So your exit ticket today, I want you to hold up for me like a reminder in your phone, written down in your journal, your agenda, whatever your reminder is that you're taking this test on Friday. Hold it up to the screen and then you're good to go. And if you want to, nice, Maya. If you want to, you can stick around and ask me some questions. Good, Cutter. Thank you, Peyton. Maximo, show me your note. Did you show me that? Where's your schedule? You need to show me. That's your exit ticket. And once you've shown it to me, you're free to go.